All right, great day, great day. Brian Arahan here with another session of a quick pro tip with a pro coach. And today is an important one as we are sharing some specifics around how to better recognize behavior styles to help you skyrocket your sales. And truly, what that means is everyone shows up a little bit differently. And what we typically find out, until sometimes it's too late in sales, particularly real estate, is that everyone likes to be communicated in a particular way. Everyone likes to be approached in a particular way. And here's an example of that. Have you ever taken a phone call and for whatever reason, this is obviously somebody on the other end of the line that you didn't know, and yet in the first few seconds, you knew whether you liked them or gave them an extra moment to speak, or you were saying to yourself, you know what, I can't wait to get this person off the phone. Or you might be one of those who just automatically hangs up, right? Just because the approach, maybe the pitch. Sometimes you don't really quite know what it was about that person. And yet I trust that this session helps you better realize why that might have been the case. You see, we all communicate in a preferred style, whether it be the rate of speech, how quickly we talk, whether it be the words we use, whether it be the tonality that we use, or any type of dialect that we have. And if we are communicating with people, particularly that we don't know or are brand new to us, or we haven't really gotten into rapport with, we often cut that conversation short, or it's just the most mind numbing or grueling conversation that we can ever be a part of. And so that's why it's so important being on the other end as a sales professional that we readily recognize how the person that we're interacting with prefers to communicate. And as a result, have the ability to buy yourself more time, more credibility, more rapport, more trust, and then ultimately have the opportunity to do business with that individual. And so some of the key aspects to that is number one, understanding that person's behavioral style. And there's four main behavioral styles that you've probably heard of. And this comes from the DISC assessment, DISC. And the DISC assessment is a great tool that you can quickly use to better understand the four key behavioral styles or most popular behavioral styles out in the country, out just in the world. And so when you look at this, you want to be very clear on number one, what behavioral style you are. And number two, who might be the behavioral style that you're talking to, and how can you better connect, right? And so the best thing that you can personally do is first take the assessment yourself. The DISC assessment is usually free for most examples of it. And as you take the assessment, you go back and you review it and you read it, you internalize it, and then from there you have a lens that you start to go through, and on you're going through your daily to day journey or routine. Now you give yourself an opportunity to understand, okay, well, how does that person prefer to communicate? How might that person be communicating or have a preferred style of communication? And so that's just going to be something that you'll use or have a better clarity or understanding of who you're talking to and how you can better quickly get to it. So when you look at this screen here and you see the different four styles of behavior, you have assertive, you have sociable, you have structured, and steady. Right, those are the four main types of behavioral styles that we've got. Right, and so assertive, that's the person who's going to be decisive, straight to the point. Hurry up and get to it. Just give me the facts, and so I can make a quick decision. Right, they like to be in control. And so when that type of person shows up, and by the way, they might be some of the cues that you might find are going to be around maybe shortness of dialogue, maybe, hey, let's just get to it. Maybe sometimes it's a look, maybe sometimes it's a tonality. There's going to be different ways that this behavioral style is going to show up. Now, you've really got to do your best to understand where they're coming from, because these are only about 3% of the population. Right, so only about 3% of the population lead with that assertive behavior, right? That assertiveness that they dominate their world with, right? Their reality, right? And so that person again likes to be in control. So in this case of this conversation, when you're communicating with somebody who's high assertive, you may always want to make sure that they feel in control, that you're sharing things on their timeline and you're getting right to the points, facts, and helping them make a good decision quickly. Okay. Now going to the sociable side of things, that's the sociable or influencer, that person who loves to be the life of the party, right? Who's thrives on people contacts, communications, energy, and so this person, they're confident socially, they're optimistic, diplomatic, tactful. They're practice communication. They just communicate well. They're a really just strong communicator when it comes down to it. Now, this person generally doesn't like rejection. So making sure that you're communicating in a way that you're number one, you're friendly, you're enthusiastic, you're high energy, because these people typically are. And yet, when you come down to it, these people are typically about 13% of the population, so a little bit more out there, a little bit more present in our day to day, and you'll know usually pretty instantly. They like to connect, they like to communicate, and they like to share details and whatnot, and they love to hear your stuff, your details. So you may focus on credibility. You may focus on personal interests, family, what they do for work, really get them sharing and talking about themselves. Next is structured, right? So these are the high analytical types, the folks who like to, who like accuracy, thrive on precision. They like facts, like numbers, like statistics, like results, obviously. Love to be right. They're detail oriented and thorough at the end of the day, right? And so this type of person with just the general population is typically about 17%. Now, the thing is, this type of person is typically sensitive to criticism, particularly around if they're incorrect or wrong. So you always want to make this person feel right. You always want to make this person understand that you're thorough in preparation. So for, in the real estate side of things, you're bringing in as many charts, figures, facts, maybe a bit more research about the neighborhoods if you're walking into a seller listing appointment, and you're going to really be confirming what they already believe. Now, that's going to be a tough situation, especially if they believe that their price is higher than what you would suggest, and yet you're going to do your best to come to the same reality about pricing as well, with the facts, the figures, the numbers, and just overall being prepared. Okay. Now, finally, you have your steady, right? This is your person who's more amiable, right? They're more about feeling, right? Feel good. So they listen intently. They're emotionally controlled. They're calm. They're typically want to make sure that they can trust you, that they have a good feeling about you. They really want to make sure that they understand that they can trust you. All of those things are important. And actually, this is a majority of the population. Is about 67% of the population is that steady, amiable personality type where they want to feel good. It's all good. It's going to be right. Right. They trust you. They love you. Right. They love your style, your approach. When you create credibility and trust. Right. So this is a great person to be an ally with. As soon as you create that credibility and rapport and that support there, they're all for you. Right. They're extremely loyal. So the thing is, with that, us finding out ways to better communicate, it's utilizing, again, words, rate of speech, tonality, pacing, all of that to help us better create a rapport instantly with these people. Because otherwise, if you're, for example, if you're somebody who likes to speak very quickly and you're all about the numbers and then you're the facts and you're getting content out very quickly and you love your high energy and you're speaking very quick, that might rub somebody the wrong way who is a little bit more slower in speech, more methodical, likes to really make sure that it's about the data, and they want to make sure that, or it's more about the, hey, can I trust you, and all of the above. So if you're someone who talks extremely quickly, you may rub somebody unknowingly the wrong way just by outpacing them in your speech, right? And so there's certain things that we consider where, like, for instance, if you're a fast talker, some people might think, oh, this person is all from the city, or they're extremely salesy. Somebody that is maybe a slower rate of speech, they might think that, okay, well, you're more from the rural place, or you're just not getting where I'm coming from. So one of the best things that we can do is to obviously seek first to understand and really come from curiosity and match our pacing with the communication of others and really understand where that other person is coming from. So the way that this might show up is as somebody who's making a lot of calls, I may, as soon as I hear somebody with a higher pitch. Maybe they're high level, or they've got a very big commanding voice. Well, that's one of the things I'm going to do personally. As soon as I pick up the phone and I have that conversation, hi, Brian Arahan here, right? Introduce myself, and they say, hey, what's going on? What do you, right? I'm going to match them right where they are, right? I'm going to bring that same level of tonality and pace and pitch. Now, if there's somebody on the other line who's maybe a little bit more slower, maybe softer voice, or a little bit more maybe a methodical in communication, then I'm going to match that rate. So all those little things, tweaks of approach, are just going to help you buy more time to be able to get your points across, create credibility, trust, rapport, and just help you ultimately increase the likelihood of getting an appointment, right? Because when somebody allows you to come over, right, meet them, right, and set an appointment with you, that means you're at a yes, right? So a lot of times you're at a yes until then. Now, when you show up in person, now it's okay. Do they like to be around you physically? What's your body language like? How are you showing up? Professional? Are you punctual? Right? Are you matching and mirroring how they present themselves as well? So it's not only just over the phone or and verbal, it's also physical when we're matching and mirroring as well. So a couple of key strategies there. Number one, just be very clear about who you are personally as far as your behavior. So go out and take those assessments, right? That DISC assessment is a great way to start. Internalize that, and then really start to look through the lens of what is this person's behavior style, and then do your best to match and mirror them. That's just going to help you create rapport. Secondly, is practice, right? So then at the end of the day, it's when you're doing your practice, your preparation, your scripts and role play, are you making sure that you're keeping in mind behavioral tendencies and practicing around, okay, what personality style is this person? So if you're practicing with somebody else, have somebody else go have a preferred method that they're going to practice. Maybe they're going to be a high assertive personality type. Great. Now you've got to guess what they are, being the salesperson over the phone, and making a call into them, and then see what words and tonality. So it's a great way for you to practice and take that preparation to a whole nother level by taking this understanding of behavioral science to that next level, if you will. So with that being said, I trust that helps. Go out there and make it a great day, and go out there and skyrocket those sales.